Hey James, how was your day? I mean, you're in a good equipment today. We know you racing in the Cup Series over the past couple of years in the Rick Ware cars, but you were in a Gibbs funded car today. So, how was that driving something like that and being competitive and having a solid run today?
Yeah, it's always a privilege to go racing with Joe Gibbs Racing. They're the best organization that I've been privileged to be a part of, and I needed to make the most of today. It was my first day back in a stock car in a year, and I was rusty, to be honest. I was learning a lot. It probably took me at least half to 2/3 of the race to get where I needed to be. And the team obviously gave me a good car. We made the most of the restarts, made a couple of mistakes here and there, to be expected. And just got to thank our sponsors, Rich Mark, Cruise Associates, Hollinger Motorsports, Jinx Towing, everyone that made this possible.
Is there any future plans for you to come back and do more either road courses or ovals with Gibbs or anything like that?
Yeah, when I got out of the car, Joe said to me, let's go do this again. So, obviously that's what you want to hear, and funding's always the challenge for everyone. So yeah, we'll just see what happens.
You mentioned you were rusty today. Are you satisfied with the 4th place finish?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta be. The talent in the Xfinity field, I think, is the best that there's ever been. And the guys, that are finishing ahead of me are all going to be Cup drivers next year. Obviously, Ty's proving to be like the Max Verstappen of NASCAR racing, and Allmendinger's the new Jeff Gordon, and you know what I mean? Like, I needed to be realistic. As much as you want to believe in yourself and all of that, these guys are the best in the sport. And so to just finish behind them was about all that we could have hoped for. And yeah, just really over the moon for everyone. And again, grateful to Joe Gibbs Racing.
What more did you need on those last few restarts?
I just needed a couple more restarts.
There's also like a lot more of international drivers coming to the sport, with on the Cup level and coming into Xfinity as well. So, you being one of those guys, what's it like, seeing some guys from across the world, joining into NASCAR, come from different disciplines?
Yeah, I mean, back in 2016, I gave it a go in the 90 car, and then came back the next year with Joe Gibbs Racing and kind of, dominated at Road America and won the first stage. And I think it opened up a lot of people's eyes that you can get establishment over here, and there is opportunity over and above sports car and IndyCar racing or whatever there is in Europe. And it's cool to see, Sage, Marco, Kvyat, God, I forget all the guys, Santino Ferrucci, I'm missing a bunch of them. It's great for the sport, and I love racing here. It's the best racing, it's the best motorsport show on the planet, and it's just a privilege to be a part of it, especially with Joe Gibbs Racing.
You kicked everybody's butt on the Chicago street course in iRacing last year or whenever that, I forgot when that was, but is there any open seats for you next year?
I guess I need to chat to Justin Marks, don't I?
Oh.
What do you, obviously, I know you're kind of in a little bit of a jest in terms of talking about Ty being Verstappen, but again, for a 20-year-old, what do you see out of Ty that stands out to you or impresses you to kind of even reference? And I know it's not a serious comparison.
I mean, to succeed in this business, you've got to have everything going for you. And so you've got to be extremely talented, you've got to be intelligent, you've got to work hard, and you've got to have the opportunity. And he has all of that. And, he deserves every bit of success. We get along great. We met 5 years ago when I first drove for Joe Gibbs in the shop. He was 14. Him and Riley, they were in the shop together, and he's just a great kid, and obviously the future of the sport. I was going to say future superstar. He already is, right? So
there's been some talk, even more so, about maybe potentially Kyle Larson doing an Indy 500 type of run. What might be the challenges? What do you think of what he might be able to do with something like that? Obviously,
I think a good comparison to make is when Brian Clausen first did the 500. Obviously with USAC Racing, those guys have got to get those cars very sideways, and in an Indy car, the moment the car goes sideways, that's a massive warning sign, and you can't hold on to it or kind of drift it or just slightly slide it like a stock car or midget or Silver Crown or whatever, and just got to be careful about that. But the biggest thing with Indy is your team? What kind of race car do they give you? What kind of pit crew have you got? If you qualify well, you're up front and you got track position. That's the biggest thing, and no doubt he'll only do it if he's in good equipment. And I'd love to see it. He's obviously proving to be the modern day Mario Andretti. And yeah, it's special to kind of share the track with someone that's so talented and so successful like that.
Kind of the opposite question, what would Daniel Ricciardo struggle with in a stock car?
Just adapting to the total opposite of Formula One. And I mean, everything is backwards. Front engine, rear engine, lightweight, heavyweight, downforce, no downforce, high center of gravity, double file restarts, contact, no rules, everything's completely different. So it'd just take time, but no doubt, you know, he's one of the best racing drivers in the world. It'd be pretty cool to see him give it a go. And I think I could foresee it happening for him because he's, you know what I mean? He runs that number 3 after Dale Earnhardt, and he's got some friends and he's got some fame, and that always helps bringing the sponsors along. And I'm sure Justin Marks is chatting to him as well.
You had some contact with the 98 there during the race. Can you just take us through that?
Yeah, look, that's just entirely on me. I misjudged it. As I was pulling out, everyone checked up. That's it. I apologized to Riley. If he's upset, I'd be upset at myself as well. But like I said, my first day back in a stock car in a year, I just did my best and had to be aggressive, and yeah, brought it home P4. So I didn't turn anyone around. Obviously I compromised his race, but I don't think everything was going to be perfect going into today. So we did our best.